Hey there! Congratulations on signing up and getting yourself access to this anxiety and stress reduction tool that I'm about to show you. My name is Sonia Cortis, owner of soniacortis.com, and I specialise in helping people deal with the underlying causes, triggers, and feelings that come up around anxiety, chronic stress, and depression. And what I essentially am is an integrated mind and body wellness practitioner and coach. So what that means is two things. First of all, I can help you find the underlying reason, the actual underlying cause as to why you get feelings of anxiety, why you get anxious, why you have panic attacks, what's causing the chronic stress that you experience. And I do that from a mind perspective in terms of looking at your beliefs, your perceptions, your emotions, your thoughts. But what I also do is I work with the emotions that are associated with that and how they appear in the body. And so, as you know, if someone who has experienced chronic stress or anxiety, you feel it as much as you think it. So not only do we have to work with the mind, but we also need to look at where in the body do our feelings occur. Where in the body do we feel the panic when it comes up? Where in the body do we feel the stress? And of course the anxiety. And anxiety, as you know, is not something we often think, it's something we actually feel first before we've even had a thought. And so that is why it is so important to integrate your healing by focusing on the mind and the body. And when you come and work with me, or if you come and work with me one-on-one as a client, you'll see how the actual integrated process works. But in the meantime, for now, what I'm about to teach you is something that's really quick, really effective, and really useful at helping reduce chronic stress and feelings of anxiety, and that all sort of forbidding, niggly, anxious feeling that you might get in the stomach. And the process is called hearthmath, and the reason it works is because it connects you with your breath, but not only does it connect you with your breath, it connects you with your heart. And whereas our mind is responsible for our thoughts and feelings and beliefs, and our subconscious behaviors are triggered in our subconscious brain, which we most of the time don't even know is happening, what the heart does instead is it brings us out of those subconscious habits and triggering, brings us into our conscious thought, our awareness, brings us into the present moment and connects us with our heart. Now, why is it so important to connect with our heart? Because our heart is where our truth lies. Our heart is where our joy is, our sense of fulfillment, our happiness, our excitement. All of that comes from being connected to our heart. And so the more we can drop into this space here and be out of here and the overthinking, worrying, anxious mind, the more calm we feel and the less likely we are to feel anxious. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that is something that I think most of us have ever experienced anxiety. We're pretty excited about. Now, the video today is going to teach you this process, and once you know it, it's up to you then just to integrate it into your life when you start to feel anxious or overwhelmed. That is something that is obviously, it requires awareness and it takes practice. However, this gives you a tool that is highly effective and highly real. And I'll just add one more thing. Your heart has an electromagnetic energy field. And when you connect to the heart and lift the vibration, lift the energy of your heart to make it more joyful, excited, happy, and playful, of course you cannot reside in the place of negativity, worry, stress, and overwhelm. Because if you ever notice, the two can't exist together. So when you're in your heart and you're feeling all these positive, great emotions, it is really hard to feel stressed and anxious. In fact, it's impossible. So this is why, another reason why connecting to that electromagnetic energy is far more effective for you. And what it also does is it starts to send new messages to your brain, your mind, that there is another way to feel good. So you can feel happy and joyful and excited. You don't have to feel anxious and overwhelmed and stressed. So the process involves this. So first of all, you're going to put your hand on your heart. Now the rest of this, you just have to have your eyes closed because I will talk you through the process. So what you now do is put your hands on your heart. There's no right or wrong way. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, And I'm going to have my eyes closed as well when I do this because I feel that makes it more authentic. What you're going to do is just start to slow down your breathing. And the first thing you do, so imagine you're in a state of panic or overwhelm, put your hands on your heart. Slow down your breathing. Now you can do this part with your eyes open. So if you're in a state of panic, just keep your eyes open, but take notice of where your breath is. For most people who are experiencing stress or anxiety or overwhelm, it's usually really high up in the chest area. And most people who experience panic attacks or are highly strung and highly stressed, your breath is not very deep. So just tune into your breath now. And on your next in-breath, just take notice of where your breath drops into. How low in your chest does it go? And on your next breath, without forcing or striving, drop your shoulders. Don't breathe. A lot of people, when they try to breathe slowly, try to bring their shoulders up. Just relax your shoulders and then breathe into your chest and see if you can just bring your breath in a little bit deeper. So that's the first part of this process, breath awareness. And then what you're going to do on your next in-breath is count the breath in for 6 counts. So on your next in-breath, whenever that is for you, count in for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For some of you, it might be a quick 6 because you're really shallow in your breath. For others, it might be a little bit slower and deeper. But the aim is to start to slow the 6 count breath down. Just start to slow it down. Okay, don't judge yourself. You know, if you're sitting here going, oh, I'm not doing it right, this is not right. There is no wrong or right. It's whatever works for you right now. So long as you're conscious and aware of your breath, that's all that matters. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Honor the stillness. Don't avoid it. If a thought comes into your head, just let it pass through. Don't judge it. Don't put a meaning onto anything that comes up. Bring your focus back into the count of 6. And then release the breath naturally. So rather than force the breath out, just release it naturally. And then on the next in-breath, when you get to the bottom, see how far your breath's now coming in. See if you've had a shift. Ultimately, the aim is, as you work through releasing stress and anxiety in your life, your breaths become a lot deeper, fuller, and calmer, and it becomes a lot quicker. And the more you practice this heartmath process, the quicker you can drop into breath, the quicker you can slow down your breath. And what you're doing right now is your brain, it should be just clear of thought. And you're just tuned into your body. Really powerful to tune into the body. Now what we're going to do is start to get into our heart resonance. Start to connect with the joy that is within us. It's within all of us. Whether you believe it or not, it is in there. So now, rather than think, which is hard to do, clear your head of any thoughts, feel into your heart and ask your heart to remind you of something that feels really joyful. To remind you of something that you love, that makes you truly, genuinely happy. Now some of you at this stage might jump back into your heads and start to rationalize and think, my life's crap, I can't think of anything joyful, I'm depressed, I'm anxious. You're more than anxiety, you're more than depression, you're not those things, they are experiences. You are you are a whole being. And somewhere in your heart remembers what it felt like to experience joy. Now, joy can be the smile of your children, sitting on the beach eating an ice cream, reading a book. For a lot of people, it's their animals, their pets, their dogs. It's your first kiss. It can be anything that happened yesterday, 20 years ago, 5 minutes ago, 5 months ago, 5 years ago. But find something in your heart that gets you excited. It might be a holiday you've got coming up. It might be summers at the beach. Walks in nature. But keep focusing on your slow breath and start to find your joy. If you go back up into your head again, just breathe back into your heart. Don't force anything. Don't strive or push. This is about letting go. And if nothing comes up right now, that's fine too, because you're still connected to your breath. You're still connected to your heart. You're still taking yourself out of your rational, overthinking brain and connecting with your heart. Just by having your heart, hands on your heart, you're saying, I want to connect with you. Feel how your chest feels under your hands. Imagine what colour your heart resonance is. True love, the colour is pink. Imagine just if you're struggling to find joy, breathe some pink into your heart area. For those of you who have found something, bring a smile into your face. If it brings tears to you, that's fine. Tears of joy are great. They're releasing. Now, when you've found your joy, if you haven't, that's okay, keep breathing. If you've found your joy, step into that picture and observe it. What do you smell? What do you feel? What do you see? What do you hear? What can you taste? What are you saying? Bring it all to life. Bring it all to life. Be in that moment. Be experiencing it. When you're ready, step out of the picture and look back at the photograph. Create an image, a bright image of that moment. It's hard not to smile when you look at that picture. And if you don't have a picture, say to yourself, I intend to find joy again in my life. I intend, from my heart, to find joy again in my life. Now just sit with that for another few seconds. Say thank you for that moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes. That is hearthmath. That is a process that has got you out of your head. When I bring my clients out of that process, or when I do this in workshops, I just love looking around the room and seeing the energy shift from being connected to our hearts. We reside in our heads so much that we forget to connect with the thing that is our truth, that is our real joy. Use this process, even if it is just one hand on heart. If you're driving and you feel panic come on, put your hand on your heart. Breathe into your chest. Relax the shoulders though. Don't tense up, just relax. Thank you so much for connecting with me. If you haven't already done so, please like my page, www.facebook.com Sonia Cortis. If you're interested in working with me at a greater in-depth, I offer 15-minute free discovery calls, and you could find that on my website, soniacortis.com. I always have to say Sonia is spelled with a J, S-O-N-J-A. I would love to help you. Please know that anxiety doesn't have to be a permanent thing. You can feel safe without feeling anxious. So from my heart to yours, Thank you for taking the time to do this, and thank yourself for investing in yourself. I am truly grateful that I have had the opportunity to show you something that can really help. So in the meantime, have a wonderful day no matter what you're doing and where you are. Thank you, and mwah, love to you all. Love to you. Thanks.